earlier in October. That's talking about exercises Still Waters, Enduring Peace, and Golden Dawn. Ladies and gentlemen, as you are aware, on 9th October 2023, the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Taurid Lagbaja, Nigerian Army Medal, flagged off exercises Still Waters, Enduring Peace, and Golden Dawn in the South-South, Southwest, North Central, and Southeast geopolitical zones, respectively. On the whole, these exercises cover 20 states and the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. Furthermore, these exercises are traditionally scheduled to hold in the last quarter of the year to checkmate all forms of crimes as the Yuletide approaches. As it stands today, troops have maintained proactive offensive posture, conducting several kinetic and non-kinetic operations in the forms of raids on criminal hideouts and patrols, amongst others. So far, all the exercises have recorded significant successes. A look at exercise Enduring Peace 3 in north-central Nigeria. On 29 October 2023, troops of Guards Brigade with other security agencies conducted a raid operation at a suspected criminal hideout in Kuje area of the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. During the conduct of the operation, troops arrested 3 suspects and recovered 1 motorcycle, 12 bundles of stolen cable wires, 30 cards of illicit drugs, and wraps of substances suspected to be cannabis. On 30th October 2023, troops of Army Headquarters Garrison Admin Battalion, while on patrol around Kuje Area Council of the Federal Capital Territory, arrested 5 suspected drug peddlers with illicit drugs and 83 wraps of substances suspected to be cannabis. On 1st November 2023, troops of 3 Division Nigerian Army, in conjunction with other security agencies and local hunters, carried out a raid operation on suspected criminal hideouts on hills and adjoining bushes along Road Zaria in Basa local government area of Plateau State. During the operation, troops made contact with the criminals, resulting in a firefight in which troops neutralized 1 of the criminals and rescued 6 kidnapped victims. In the same vein, same troops of 3 Division Nigerian Army raided a suspected weapon fabricating factory at Vom village in Jos South local government area of Plateau State. During the operation, troops arrested 2 suspects and recovered 6 fabricated AK-47 rifles, 1 fabricated pistol, and 11 rifle parts. On 4th November 2023, troops of 3 Division Nigerian Army again carried out a raid operation on suspected bandits' hideout at Akisa, Rijam, and Kwagaondo villages in Takum and Katsina Ala local government areas of Taraba and Benue states, respectively. During the operations, troops made contact with the criminals in Akisa village. 3 suspects were neutralized, and items recovered include 1 AK-47 rifle, 1 AK-47 magazine, and 27 rounds of 7.62 millimeter special ammunition. On 13th November 2023, Troops of 6th Brigade successfully cleared bandits' enclaves in Ardo Kola local government area of Taraba State. Troops neutralized 6 bandits and recovered 1 AK-47 rifle, 2 AK-47 magazines, and 52 rounds of 7.62 millimeter special ammunition. On 14 November 2023, troops of 3 Division Nigerian Army raided a suspected criminal hideout in Tilengbat village in Mangu local government area of Plateau State. One suspect was arrested with 1 AK-47 rifle and 9 rounds of 7.62 millimeter special ammunition. Similarly, same troops, while responding to a distress call, rescued a farmer who was kidnapped. 5 suspects were arrested in connection to this unfortunate incident. On 20th November 2023, troops of Gas Brigade mounted a checkpoint at Abaji in the Federal Capital Territory, arrested 1 Abdullahi Lawal, conveying 5 pairs of Strike Force bulletproof plates and 4 locally made grenades. He is currently undergoing investigation to unravel the source of the security materials in his possession. On 25th November 2023, troops of Operation Safe Haven raided a suspected arms fabricating factory at Ban Village, Haipang District in Barkenladi local government area of Plateau State and arrested 5 suspects. Troops recovered 1 fabricated rifle, 1 short machine gun, 1 fabricated pistol, 7 unfinished fabricated rifles, 6 rounds of 7.62 millimeter NATO ammunition, 1 Lister generator, fabricating tools, military kits, 4 mobile phones, and the sum of 43,890 naira only. An insight into exercise Still Waters 3 in southwest Nigeria. In the southwest region, on 2nd November 2023, troops of 9th Brigade, Nigerian Army, in conjunction with personnel of the Nigerian Immigration Service, Lagos State Command, conducted a raid operation on a suspected criminal hideout at Ifako, Ijaye. During the operation, 50 suspects, including foreigners, who specialize in international job racketeering, were arrested. In a similar development same day, same troops arrested 2 suspects at a hotel in Ogba in Ikeja local government area of Lagos State. The arrest was in connection to the murder of 1 Malam Idris Ardo, the Ardo of Panya village in Plateau State. Preliminary investigation reveals that one of the arrested suspects masterminded the killing of the Ardo and fled the community since the incident occurred. Now to exercise Still Waters 3 in the South Nigeria. On 1st November 2023, troops of 4th Brigade Nigerian Army, while on patrol to Obagie, Nebosa, and Amaba communities, arrested 2 suspected criminals at Okunsuabana Junction in Ikboba, Oja local government area of Edo State. During the arrest, troops recovered 1 Magnum pump action rifle, 1 live cartridge, and 3 mobile phones. On 4th November 2023, troops of 63 Brigade Garrison, while responding to a distress call at Oshimili South local government area of Delta State, thwarted a robbery incident. 3 suspects were arrested, and items recovered include 1 pistol, 2 rounds of 9mm ammunition, and other weapons. On 14 November 2023, troops of 13th Brigade carried out a raid operation in a suspected criminal hideout in Ikot Ansa in Akpabio local government area of Cross River State. During the operation, troops neutralized one notorious criminal and recovered one locally made pistol loaded with 1 round of 9mm ammunition. Same troops raided a kidnapper's den and rescued 3 captives from the den. 2 suspects were neutralized during the operation. On 15 November 2023, troops of 181 Amphibious Battalion, in conjunction with personnel of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, raided suspected drug peddlers' hideout at Bosolom, Ukolobi, Iyerone streets in Ozoro Town, Isoko North local government area of Delta State. During the operation, 3 suspects were arrested and substances suspected to be louse, cannabis, swine oil, and Rizla were recovered. Arrested suspects and exhibits were handed over to the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, Kwande Command, for further action. A succinct look at Exercise Golden Dawn 3 in southeast Nigeria. On 30th October 2023, troops of 82 Division Nigerian Army, in conjunction with other security agencies, carried out a fighting patrol to suspected IPOB ESN enclaves around Onitsha, Igbeze, at Abakaliki local government area of Ebonyi State. During the operation, troops arrested 2 suspected criminals, as well as recovered 2 pistols, 179 rounds of 7.62mm ammunition, 25 live cartridges, 3 AK-47 rifles, rifle magazines, I beg your pardon, 1 Dane gun, and 1 digital camera. Other items include a detonating cord, 57 water gel explosives, and 1 bag of plastic explosive. On 4th November 2023, troops of 14th Brigade Nigerian Army conducted an ambush operation along road Ubahu, Aku, in Umunneochi local government area of Abia State. During the operation, troops neutralized 1 IPOB dissident and recovered 1 semi-automatic pump-action rifle with 3 live cartridges, amongst other items. On 10 November 2023, troops of 144 Battalion carried out a raid operation following credible intelligence on child trafficking at Ariaria Market in Osisiomangwa local government area of Abia State. 6 suspects were arrested and are currently undergoing investigation. On 16 November 2023, troops of 302 Artillery Regiment, while on night patrol along road Azia, Mbosi in Ihiala local government area of Anambra State, made contact with suspected IPOB ESN armed fighters. Following the firefights that ensued, troops neutralized 2 of the criminals and recovered 1 double-barrel gun. Other items recovered include a motorcycle and 2 mobile phones. On the same 16th November 2023, troops of 24 Support Engineers Regiment, while responding to distress call on the activities of Iyonu militia criminals at Iyonu community in Ishielu local government area of Ebonyi State, arrested 4 suspected members of the militia and recovered 1 locally made pistol and 6 rounds of 9mm ammunition. Apprehended suspects are currently undergoing further investigation. On 26 November 2023, Troops of 34 Artillery Brigade, in conjunction with other security agencies, conducted fighting patrols to notorious IPOB and ESN camps at Umawibi, Umulolo, Umukele, Amani, and Agbubo axis in Okigwe local government area. Troops made contact with IPOB dissidents around the general area and neutralized one of the dissidents while others fled. Troops also cleared several IPOB ESN camps and improvised explosive device factories where fresh signs of IPOB criminal activities were evident, and production of improvised explosive devices were ongoing. All the camps, hideouts, and improvised explosive devices factories were destroyed. The Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Taurid Abiodun Lagbaja, Nigerian Army Medal, commends troops for the modest successes recorded so far and urges them to sustain the tempo in order to decisively curtail the activities of criminals across the country. Troops are also encouraged to remain professional, vigilant, and accord utmost respect to human rights of citizens in their respective areas of responsibilities. The Nigerian Army urges law-abiding citizens to take ownership of the ongoing exercises and volunteer useful, actionable information to security agencies. Thank you for your attention. Yeah. You're very correct. To add value to what we are doing, it's not out of place to embark on a tour of some of those areas where we are conducting the exercises. I recall that during where the Chief of Army Staff did the flag off of those exercises. Before the year runs out, if I have the permission of the Chief of Army Staff, I think I'll be able to do that. Thank you. He pointed out it's a far digression from what we're here to discuss. We're actually here to talk about the ongoing exercises that we are conducting across the nation in those geopolitical zones that I've earlier mentioned. I'm talking about exercise Golden Dawn, enduring peace and still waters. However, I issued a press statement concerning the unfortunate incident that happened in Nasarawa State. I wouldn't like that to take the shine off what we are doing here. Okay? I wouldn't like that to take the shine off what we're doing. But I had to issue that statement because there was actually, our troops were in Lafia to intervene when there was a protest, a very massive protest, obstructing a major highway and orchestrating a gridlock, traffic gridlock on that road. Members of the public called on the security agencies. It was not only the army that went there. The army and other security agencies went there to intervene. And the intervention was a peaceful intervention. Okay? And when they got there, unfortunately, they were mobbed by the crowd, and to the extent of breaking a windscreen of one of the patrol vehicles. Sadly, like one of the protesters tried to insinuate, our troops did not ram into the protesters. Our troops were guided by the rules of engagement, very strictly guided by the rules of engagement. In some of the videos that video footages that I sent out, you see where a soldier was interacting with some of the protesters. He was in their midst, talking to them, appealing to them. So it was more of appeal, it was more of persuasion. They didn't go there to apply force. They didn't go there to maltreat anybody. But unfortunately, some people started applying some political shenanigans into it and giving the impression that they were malhandled. Nobody was malhandled. They've been there for days, from what we learned. And a number of those old women and men were perhaps fatigued, haven't been out there. You saw some of them stark naked and were sitting out there for days, day and night. So our troops did not go there to ram into the protesters, no. They went there, they appealed to them. We understand the fact that they have the right to register their grievance if they have any, but they do not have the right to attack the troops. Thank you. Very critical for us to know that the Nigerian army is very, very apolitical. What we went to Nasarawa to do was a legitimate duty and not politics. Thank you.
All right, sir.
You will find that not only the army, not only the services, the Nigerian military or the armed forces of Nigeria, so to speak, but we have the presence of other security agencies, the police, the civil defense, and all that, in virtually every corner of the country. That is, of course, a deterrence to any would-be criminal. I would also like to point out that much as the Nigerian Army and other security agencies are providing these safety and security, we can't say we will provide absolute security because there is no absolute security anywhere in the world. Okay? What we have anywhere in the world is relative security. So we all have to be up and doing, keep our eyes open. We all have to be mentally alert. We all have to say something when we see something and not make like it's not our business. We're all part and parcel of these, the security issue. Thank you.
Thank you. We shall entertain 2 questions from the second row.
Just mentioned, there's a forward operating base around Okene there, and we will pass the information to ensure that they dominate that axis. Thank you. That immediate update, but I will go back to the authorities to find out what the update should be. Thank you. In the southeast, we have Joint Task Force, Operation Udoka, which is commanded by a Major General, the General Officer commanding 82 Division. That task force, like I said, is a joint task force. So it has various components: the Army, the Navy, the Air Force, the police force, and other security agencies. We are given the assurance that we will dominate all hotspots in the southeast. So we're assuring those who are coming back home of our presence, the armed forces and the security agencies, other security agencies in the southeast. People are going about their normal businesses in the southeast. Yes, we have isolated cases where they seek soft targets to make themselves look potent. But the fact remains that security has been better than what it used to be in the southeast. You can see that a number of them are even making moves now to say that they want to be part of the good things happening in the southeast and drop the agitation. So I assure you that, I assure the good people of the southeast, so to speak, that the security forces will dominate the Southeast. Law-abiding citizens have no reason to fear or be apprehensive. Those who are in the diaspora have no reasons to fear to come back home and celebrate with their loved ones. The only advice, I think, or caution we need to give is that there is no absolute security like I mentioned earlier. So we must be what? We must be cautious. We must be mentally alert. We must be careful with what we do. So these advisories are very important, and it's only reasonable for law-abiding citizens to just stick to them. Then talking about evaluating the various exercises that we're conducting around the geopolitical zones. The going says it's not most appropriate for one to evaluate itself, but to evaluate himself. But going by what I reeled out this afternoon, I'm sure that the troops have been up and doing. The troops have been relentless. You know what it means. They've been very, very proactive. To thwart an armed robbery attack requires proactiveness. To rescue kidnapped victims alive, it requires some special skills. So going by what you said, my submission is that even though we don't have to evaluate ourselves, I've said it's a modest achievement because we want our troops to do more and to do better than what they've done. Okay, so my submission is that our troops are doing very well and we appreciate their efforts. I hope that Nigerians will join us in appreciating them too. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
For Chaguba's burial, and I recall that we left, what's that place called? I can't remember the place, Chaguba's place. We went there, it's in Benue State, and we came back at night. Nothing happened. As I speak, the Chief of Army Staff has gone to Doma. Okay, from Doma he will be proceeding to Benue State. But thank you for that observation.
My second question, you know, sometimes I kind of...
Managing IDPs is not a sole responsibility of the army, no. We have the NEMA and all that. So these bodies have to come together, okay, to make that decision, to decide if it is ripe enough for these people to go back home, and if they have to put modalities in place for them to go back home and join other members of their communities. That's a 401 Special Forces Brigade should deploy in some major roads in Benue State. So that's a recent directive, and I believe that it's being implemented. So, gentlemen, the Director of Operations, and other senior officers who have found time to, despite their very busy schedules, to be with us. Feel free to tell me something. If you are aggrieved, feel free.